Peace and Black Power family. It's your brother Knowledge Bonala here, recording, discussing DTK Empower You Youth Services, and some more things. Right after a word from these messages.
Yeah, preach. This that black church pastor about to make you get up. Got the devil by his neck, pastor ain't about to let up. Hey doctor, the plan to keep you sick and the mind is set up. That's why my flow surgical and every bar is a checkup. To fix you, learn to breathe, love to read the fundamentals. Next, learn to fight, start eating right, the essentials. Patience, meditation, calm the noise, increase the mental. These racists ain't playing, they try to defeat you on every level. They said without money you won't hear what I'm trying to tell you. But this ain't about dollars and I ain't got nothing to sell you. But before they used to sell you, they did more than they tell you. They hailed you. You took them as students, shared secrets and they failed you. Slit your throat with the hopes of confiscating heirlooms. You thought he was a man, the moon showed you he's a werewolf. Now you trained a rabid dog too vicious to befriend you. Don't want him back in his cave, put him down in a kennel. United we stand, 50 shots back was the start of this. Black Power Man, her rap cypher, complete captivated audience. The moon was revenge, dug up dirt to place the coffin in. Only built for killers, warlords, cutthroats is the war within. Now it's my turn, at the pulpit with a sword for them. I'm fighting off the devils, angels, agents, and his sorcerers. Ain't no mega structure to take a black man and soften him. Church in the field, and it's time to collect the offering. Today we raise dollars to protect all of our scholars. Help out single mamas, cause they taking out the bobbers. Invest in black farmers, build a school, no loans for college. Keep the cash in the hood, even though they might try to bomb it. When you man up, you an inherent threat to the moral standard of this poisonous coward, cracker, cobra commander. That don't make me G.I. Joe, I'm a soldier like a panther. My flow of words is a workout, you don't stretch your jaws, a cramp up. Congregation focus on freedom and conversation. Adopted tactics from black churches before integration. Now we put faith in crap, low dollar reputations. Guess he's closer to heaven on that jet on vacation. Preach, pastor, preach, no escape for this caveman. Next chapter we gon' have to deal with this gay man. Damn it, he's sweeter than the batter you pour in a cake pan. Church in the field, Pastor Green, my sermon saved man. United we stand, 50 shots back was the start of this. Black Power Man, her rap cypher, complete captivated audience. The moon was revenge, dug up dirt to place the coffin in. Only built for killers, warlords, cutthroats is the war within. Now it's my turn, at the pulpit with a sword for them. I'm fighting off the devils, angels, agents, and his sorcerers. Ain't no mega structure to take a black man and soften him. Church in the field, and it's time to collect the offering.
My name is Ty Phoenix. I wish that most of the problems that we see in the Black community would be seen as mental health issues. Whether it's any form of crime, poverty, most problems can be linked to mental health, even though that's not really the popular discussion. But a healthy, sound mind can produce healthy, sound decisions. So I'm in the company of young people every day as a middle school counselor. I've been a middle school counselor for 7th graders, 8th graders, 6th graders. I've actually been a counselor for students from pre-K to 12th grade. So K through 12, I've been around Gen Zers. I've been around these Gen Zers who are, let's say, post-pandemic kids who, you know, they lost that 2-year window of school when everybody was home, and now they're back in the school system. So I've definitely been around young people consistently for the past, I would say, 7 to maybe 10 years. And I know that music is a way that they just learn who they are. They learn about things that maybe their parents didn't teach them, or maybe other adults in their lives, other guardians haven't taught them in the songs. You know what I'm saying? Like the topics and, you know, the worldly matters that get discussed in these rap songs, those children get introduced to those concepts. So, for example, there are 10, 11, 12-year-olds who haven't learned about sexual intercourse or sexual relations from conversations with their aunts or their mom or dad. They learned about it through a rap song because a rapper addressed some topic or, you know, brought up some terminology in the song and they like, oh, you know, curiosity. What is that? What is that? And then after you hear the song 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, now this word, this concept, this idea is in the psyche of the child, right? So we know that regardless of how grown you think you are at 10, regardless of how grown you think you are at 19, regardless of how grown you may believe you are at 25, 26, the frontal lobe of the brain doesn't really develop until around, you know, late, like 27, 28. And the frontal lobe is where you make the decisions regarding your emotions, regarding certain levels of decision making, right? So you got young people being inundated with grown shit, grown concepts, grown ideas with an underdeveloped frontal lobe, with minimal life experience, with minimal maturity to process what they hear. You've even heard rappers say, oh yeah, I go in the studio when I make these songs get put out and, you know, hopefully they chart and I get millions of streams, but I don't let my own daughter or my own son listen to my music. I know you all have heard it. I don't even need to reference who these rappers are, but there have been men and women rappers who said, my children, the ones who I'm responsible for legally, morally, spiritually in my house, they don't listen to my songs.
So the essence of DTK, the Power Youth Services, came from that premise. I've been working with and dealing with at-risk youth ever since I was an at-risk youth. So that was the charge. You know, there were adults in my neighborhood and around the way that cared enough about me to teach me things about myself to reinforce those things I was learning in the books in the household. You know, growing up before consciousness was cool, where people were looking at you like you were somebody from outer space, walking around with, you know, different garb on or dealing with different schools of thought. Because in my household, we took it as a space of study, not necessarily an environment where you were compelled to deal with one belief system over another, one religion over another, one spiritual system over another. Whatever you wanted to learn, we learned as a family. And then everybody chose their own path, right? A path that was written by the Most High for them in their life. And out of all of the things that we learned and believed, I've never had one argument with my siblings or my mother or my father or anybody in my life about no damn religion. Okay. Regardless to whatever their belief systems were. There's a space of honor to what they cleave to, and they bring honor to it. And they continuously bring honor to it. But out in the street, dealing with different aspects of the youth, the young people, everybody doesn't get that opportunity. Everybody doesn't get that introduction into how to conduct yourself in an environment. Now, did my brothers and sisters not argue about other stuff? Of course, but spirituality, religion, none of that wasn't the case. And I grew up in a school system that was not conducive to a young black mind, he or her, male or female. However, the young black girls fared a lot better than the young black boys in that environment. And some of our teachers lived in our neighborhood. So the atrocity of what it was coming into the public school system for me was some of these people lived in my neighborhood. You understand? So it wasn't an external force yet. That would come a little bit later. Initially, from kindergarten to the first grade, my teachers lived in my neighborhood. Now there were other teachers that were there that lived in my neighborhood, middle school, different things like that. But by then, you already made a decision about who you are and what you want it to be. So these young minds that Ty Phoenix was just speaking about in the video, they're impressionable minds, but also take into account their environments. There are young people who have been predisposed to trauma and drama, sin, disease, and death while they were still in the womb of their mother. So they come out predisposed and then receive these things epigenetically. And that's just those things. We're not even talking about substance abuse or any kind of abuse that is physical, that is mental, that is emotional, that is spiritual, that predisposition. So working with quote unquote at-risk youth, the programs that we put in place from children from the age of 7 to 18 years old was the least that could be done. Because as I said, we're not dealing with these things from a womb perspective. 7 might already be too late in some instances. However, a safeguard we put into place with 7 to 18 years old, these are the never considered. And then when you get to 19 to 35, they're forgotten. You're supposed to be grown. When you don't cultivate you properly, they're in a rush to be grown. That's their whole life objective, to want to be grown. And then they're grown. Then they want to be children again. You understand the cycle of the psyche in regards to these polarities. So, from a cognitive perspective, many of our young people are not prepared for the future. They're not forecast to, they're not poured into in a way to where they become visionaries and masters of their own destiny. So we have put under this guise to empower you with you taking control of your own destiny, you being guided on a path. If this is your life goal, your mission, your aim, your objective, to have you think about metacognitively what your future is going to look like by your design. So you become the best planners and disposer of your affairs. So we work with young people and link them up with different people in the network for them to be a guide. I don't use the word mentor. Y'all can keep that. To be a guide. If this is a line of work they want to be in, whatever the case may be, there's somebody within the network. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, where we can line people up with those opportunities. The difference in the global marketplace with these other nationalities and races of people, they do this with their young. They have a duty and responsibility to their family. They have a duty and responsibility to their community, whether they want to or not. So a part of reclamation in regards to the family, community, nation, all begins with family. All begins with the psyche of the self. If you do not recognize the community itself, then you become self-inflicting. You begin to do harm to yourself. My brother PFK Boone called it us a self-inflicted nation. One of the acronyms he has for sin in that space. So we begin to inflict harm to ourselves, unbeknownst to ourselves, because it looks and seems fair seeming to us. So the work that we're looking to do for our future generations begins now. So if you look at self now and you think about 7 to 10 generations from now, do you want them to endure what you endured? Do you even want them to hear about it? And if the answer is no, then what steps are we looking to take in our own families, within our own self, within our own mentalities, within our own dynamic to move forward in a way that we cultivate some of this useful land? Cultivate the useful land within self, within our mind, within our heart, within our being, and then within our brothers, within our sisters, within our communities, within our clans, our tribes, within our nations. If all of us took care of our house, there wouldn't be issues in the family, internally. So there's an internal and an external sort of fight, plight, and war against us looking at ourselves to clean ourselves up. From the internal to the external. We could be externally clean and internally filthy, and we're carrying around the internal filth of those who came before us, those who are with us, and those who will come after us. We have an ability to be able to become the Avengers that we look at on the TV and take our children to go see. The Avengers of our bloodline. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Peace to my God, my brother, to the God. Broke that down. So our commitment is a lifelong commitment towards the proper cultivation of our youth, of our seeds, of our tomorrow people, of our future. It has to be something that we center around them and make them the focal point. We have to become better within ourselves to be better with them. If not, we will continue to suffer from the hell and the monsters of our own creation. So that I'm going to say peace and check you later on.
Yeah. They know just who we are.
My energy's indestructible, ain't a substitute. I've been through the ringer once or two, ain't gon' front of you. Blood of Zeus, negativity, gotta cut it loose. Immortality, balance me, I become acute. Top looking down, I've been viewing from a higher roof. Dirt on my name, don't offend me cause I'm liar proof. Navigate through the viper's room, the entire route. Planted on my brain when I strike like the vipers do. Light beam, you see me here but I'm just sightseeing. Here to feel my purpose, validation I am not seeking. My secret and my superpower. If I told you had to kill you, gotta shine no matter who around you. This is 528, spit through a burst, and not whatever works. This is light work from the anointed ones. Or be here forever, how the story begun.
No matter what they do, they can't break us down. We know who we are.
The called, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do, and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The called, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do. How about you? To my survivors, we sustaining, the ones remaining. We wrote the real book on power like we raising Canaan. This is deeper than rap music and entertainment. We raised up the frequency and now the game is changing. Back emerging with a classic, I'm merging with havoc. We never sacrificed the soldiers to further the status. Middle finger to you frauds, ain't heard of you bastards. Save the combative theatrics cause you can't match us. Tried to soul snatch us, but we dead in distractions. Look at karma, now you gotta watch it from the rafters. Perfection in the flesh, God's architecture. The light inside us triggers the demons and y'all lesser. Weaker vessels can't take the pressure. You don't belong in my sector, I'm a light body manifester. This mission's embedded, they can't edit our genetics. When you hear a prophet to speak, you don't forget it.
No matter what they do, they can't break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do, and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few, doing exactly what we came to do. How about you?
No matter what they do, they can break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few,
doing exactly what we came to do,
and that's true.
They can never stop us and break us down. We know who we are.
The call, the chosen, the few,
doing exactly what we came to do.
How about you?
No matter what they do,
have it. Represent the infamous Ty Phoenix, Ty P.
They can never stop us.
Survive. Batman and G Dollar on the beat.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to the
motive
gritty
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.